So in this case, I'm just going to change the sheet name and turn it to what shows. They wanted us to turn it to just shows. I think that's what they wanted. Let's just confirm. Yes, and then insert a function in cell D3 to determine the fourth highest number of people that will attend a show. Okay, so as we already outlined such things, the function that we are going to use here, or the one that must be used here, is the large function. So I'm just going to go to my fx and then select large, and then I'll have the array, which is the area. The area should be this number of people here, and then I'll just select that area or the range, and then right there on the K I'll just choose 4. Remember they say the fourth highest, if I can still recall properly. Let's just check. It's the fourth highest. Yes, that's what they said, and then that will be the final answer. I'll save that, and then we move on to the next one. Insert a function in cell D5 to calculate the total number of people who will attend the Milky Way shows. Okay, so in this case, what is this? They're saying the total number. I feel like it's something that has to do with the totals, the sum. Let's just find out. So I'll just go back, go to my fx, and then type in sum if, locate sum if right there. And then as I'm there, I'll then try to see where's the Milky Way. Oh, the Milky Way is right there. So that's the B column. I'll just select that range, the criteria. I'll then type in. Milky Way. I'll type that, and I must make sure that it's in quotations, but automatically they'll place them for me here. You might find that your computer does not do that automatically, so make sure that it's around quotations, and then I'll locate the sum range. The sum range is always numbers, remember that. So I will look for the numbers that they said I must refer to, and if I can still remember properly, it had to do with the number of people. Let's just confirm by referring back. Instead of function in cell D5 to calculate the total number of people who will attend the Milky Way shows. So it is that the number of people. I'll select that so that they can sum up that range, and then I'll say okay, and then that will be the main results that I get. And then just like that, we are done with that part. And for grade 11, I'll just end on this one, the conditional formatting. I'll focus on these and then cut the video and then re-record again for the grade 12s. So I just want to make sure that the grade 11 foundation on the formatting or conditional formatting, it is sorted and people understand. So in this case, we just had to focus on this one first, this one that is highlighted in blue here. They say highlight the customer name if the customer's payment status says paid. So if it says paid, I must highlight the customer's name now in this case. So now what I'm going to do here is to start by highlighting this part, the customer names. Remember, they did not say we must highlight paid. No, it has nothing to do with highlighting the paid side. They said we must highlight the customer's name if the customer's payment status is paid. So I'll select that, go to my conditional formatting and go to new rule, and then locate use a formula to determine which cells to format right there. I'll locate that because I want to use a formula, and I'll click on that. I'll click on that right there, the paid. I'm referencing to that cell, and then I'll say equal sign. In quotations, I'll say paid. And then I'll go to format, fill, and then yeah, the cell must just highlight. I don't think they told us any color. They did not specify. So if I click OK here, this will not work, and I'll explain to you why. So let's just click OK. Look at what happens. It highlights for everything right there. Why? Because there is those there is some absolute cell referencing right there. So I'm just going to edit that and remove those dollar signs that are there. I'll remove them and keep it like that so that it can focus on everything. So I'm not doing the absolute cell referencing right there. Then I'll click on OK and then OK again. Now look at what happens. I then get those, okay, that one is paid, that one is paid. So for all those that are highlighted now, you'll find that their payment status is paid, or it says paid, just like that. Now let's focus on the more advanced side of it, which is the one that says question 1. This also applies to the matrix. Actually, it focuses on this question is from a matric paper. It's directed to the matrix. It's the higher level, so just make sure that you pay attention to this matrix and grade 11s. So in this case, they said apply conditional formatting to the entire table A2 to J31. Highlight the entire row if the category is school. I'm going to select everything here, go to my conditional formatting, and then as I'm there, I'm then just going to try and okay, it's a new rule. I'm not editing the one that is there, it's a new rule, and then use a formula also still. And then now remember they're saying that let's move. There are things that we have to implement. We have 1, 2, 3, so it's this and this and that. So how can we go about it? In matrix, you should be familiar with the fact that whenever you are doing something that is related to this, you then say if and for example, in your Excel, whenever you are doing functions, you have that combination function that says if and. So in this case, we are going to deal with or approach it in a similar way, not the same but similar. So we are just going to say equal sign and then I'll open my bracket right there. Now as I'm doing that, I'll apply the colors after. So for now, let's focus on the main important stuff. So I am then going to say that if the category is school, where's the category? It's there. So I'm going to say that is equals to, around quotations, I'll type school. Around those quotations, I'll type school. And then after that, I'll then say a comma or a semicolon if your computer uses a semicolon. Mine uses a semicolon, that's why I'm going with that semicolon. Other computers, they use a comma. And then again, they say, so we are done with the first part. They said the number of tickets is 60 or more. So we are then going to check the ticket column, which is G2. So G2 is greater than or equals to what? 60. And then I'll say semicolon to separate that. And then we have the last one right there that says the payment status is paid. So this, which is the payment status, is paid. So this equals to, and then I'll say paid around the quotations right there. And then when it's like that, I am not done, and I'll show you why. I'll explain why I'm not done. So for now, let me just go and format and add whatever they wanted. They said light green fill, so I'll choose my light green fill. And then they said I must make sure that the font is dark green font. It's a dark green font, so I'll go there and then locate the dark green. Is this dark green? Yeah, let's go for that. And then I'll go for that. Now let's see what happens when I click on OK. Okay, and nothing happens, no updates. Why? Because remember that we have that absolute cell reference, and we must remove that. We must remove those dollar signs. So let's edit the rule that we have already there. We want it to focus on everything. It should just it should not be locked. So I'll remove that. It should just focus on that specific column that is there. So it will focus on that column H. Here I'll remove the second one so that it focuses on column G and then goes down, and then here also same applies. Should just focus on column I, but from number 2 it can change, and then I'll say okay, and then okay. Now look at what happens after I do that. It then automatically gives me the conditional formatting, the person that is highlighted in green right there, paid, okay, and then the school, it's a school there. The number of tickets, they said 60 and more, it's 60 and more. And then the payment status says paid, it's paid. Same applies here, paid school above 60, paid school above 60, paid school, same applies, etc, etc. Now let us see the other one. Apply conditional formatting to the ticket price column. So it's just J2 to J31. So that's what we are going to focus on, J2 to J31. So let us see how we can go about it. So what I'm going to do first is to select or highlight that part, which is the part from J2 to J1. So I'll select this part because they said apply conditional formatting to that, and then what, highlight the ticket price if. So we must highlight the ticket price if the booking is for a night session or the payment status is cancelled. Okay. Then let's go and deal with it. I'll go to my manage rules. I already have that, so I don't want to get rid of that. I just want a new one, and then I'll go there, and then I'll go to format. Let's look at the key terms right there. Look at this. Look at what they said there. This part here is very important. The booking is for a night session or. So we must start our function with an or. Remember, it's an equal sign or, and then we open our bracket, and then we are then going to say that the session, that's the thing that they wanted us to focus on here first, is the booking is for a night session. Okay, so we'll click on the session. It will be that D2. If that is equals to what, the night, if that is equals to the night, and then I'll say comma or semicolon, and then I2, which is the paid part, because they want this cancelled, it falls there. So I'll click on that first one, equals to, and then say in quotations, cancelled. That's what I'm going to do, and then I'll just close my bracket. Now let's see what they said. It must be a red fill, white bold font. So I'll just go to format, the fill, it will be a red, and then the font, they said it must be what, white. Did they say white? Let's see. Yes, they said white, and they said it must be bold. So I'll click on bold and then say okay. Now when it is like this, remember it won't work for now. Why? Because we still have to move or to remove those $signs right there so that it's not locked. So when it's like that, it won't work. I'll go back, go to my manage rules, click on that rule, edit that rule, and then remove the $sign, remove the other $sign. And then after that, I can then click on OK, and then boom, just like that, the ticket price will be highlighted. So, highlight the ticket price if the booking is for a night session. Let's see if it's for a night session. Here, yes, it is for a night session. So here, let's confirm. Yes, it is for a night session. Or let's see, night. Let's see, night. Most of them it's night. cancelled. Let's check cancelled. Cancelled is there. Yes, so we are on the right track and everything that we did is correct, ladies and gentlemen. And that is it with the grade 11s. Hopefully you enjoyed and you learned something here. If you need clarity, feel free to comment, feel free to say anything on the comment section. I will be there to assist. 24/7 Mr. NDOU'S is available, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll move to the metric side now. Peace and love to the grade 11s.